The conservative-led Supreme Court issues a sweeping ruling that limits judges' power to block President Trump's executive orders. In a scathing dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor calls the decision an open invitation to bypass the Constitution.
From CBS News headquarters in New York, this is the CBS Evening News.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jerika Duncan, in tonight for Maurice Dubois and John Dickerson. The Supreme Court usually releases its most anticipated rulings over several weeks or days. Not this year. Today, the court released a half dozen of its biggest decisions. In its most closely watched case, the conservative majority reined in the power of individual federal judges to temporarily stop the nationwide rollout of White House policies. The case involved a challenge to President Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship. The Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that trial court judges do not have unlimited power to impose their rulings on everyone across the country. Today's decision could reshape the separation of powers in the United States government and embolden the president to try to enact other policies that have been temporarily blocked. Our chief legal correspondent, Jan Crawford, leads us off tonight.
Well, Jerika, this is a big win, not only for President Trump, but for all presidents. These nationwide injunctions, they're a relatively new phenomenon over the last decade or so. Even President Biden, who, by the way, faced dozens of them from conservative judges blocking his policies nationwide, had also urged the court to rein them in.
A jubilant President Trump said the ruling would clear the way for some of his challenged executive orders to go forward.
And instead of merely ruling on the immediate cases before them, these judges have attempted to dictate the law for the entire nation.
In the 6-3 decision, Justice Amy Coney Barrett wrote, "Federal courts do not exercise general oversight of the executive branch. They resolve cases and controversies consistent with the authority Congress has given them." The case came about in challenges to Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship. Nearly 24 states and Latino civil rights groups representing pregnant women here illegally sued. In 3 of those cases, judges applied their rulings blocking the order nationwide. Critics like West Virginia Attorney General J.B. McCuskey says those injunctions undermine the courts.
People begin to look at circuit judges as an extension of the political process. And that is fundamentally disastrous for the way that the public views the impartiality and the power of our courts.
In its ruling, the court said there are ways to get nationwide injunctions, class actions, for example, but there's a process for that. Within hours of the court's ruling, that's exactly what challengers did, filing class action lawsuits to keep President Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship from ever taking effect anywhere. George Escobar is an official with CASA, a leading immigrants' rights group.
There will be class actions. There will be additional lawsuits.
And they can be done quickly before this ever takes effect.
Right.
Another major ruling involved parents' rights and religious freedom. Mothers Grace Morrison and Billy Moses and other parents sued when school officials in a Maryland county said they could no longer opt their elementary school-aged children out of classes when teachers read aloud from storybooks embracing gender identity and LGBTQ themes.
Some of them were the same thing, homosexuality, gender ideology, encouraging children to transition. And they're opposed to our faith, and also just they are not appropriate for a young child.
It's mind-boggling to even think about making this a policy.
But parents Mark Eckstein and Bridget Howe said the books reflect the real world.
Inclusion isn't just a one-day event.
It just surprises me that they're polarizing because really, at the end of the day, they're about community.
The court sided with the arguments on religious freedom, recognizing that the right of parents to direct the religious upbringing of their children would be an empty promise if it did not follow those children into the public school classroom.
And Jan, what does this injunction decision mean for the power of the executive versus the courts?
Well, you know, Jerika, there was a sharp exchange, unusually sharp on that, between Justice Barrett and Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, who was one of the three liberals in dissent. And she argued that the ruling would allow the president to, quote, violate the Constitution with anyone who hasn't yet sued. And she said judges must have this sweeping power to order everyone, including presidents, to follow the law. But in her majority decision, Barrett called Jackson's views, quote, extreme. She said it was at odds with Constitution and 200 years of legal precedent. And she said, quote, Justice Jackson decries an imperial executive while embracing an imperial judiciary. Jerika?
Jan Crawford in Washington, thank you.